I'm utilizing my First Amendment right to share what I believe to be the truth and leads that help us get close to the truth about what happened to Charlie Kirk on September 10th, 2025. Why I quit TPUSA. I truly believe that there has been a massive worldwide manipulation of the Christian faith surrounding the assassination of Charlie Kirk. This strategy was used to weaponize people's faith in Jesus against themselves in order to make people believe a specific narrative. I will call this the all things are possible narrative. This is the narrative that the current Turning Point USA has pushed relentlessly. They want you to believe Tyler Robinson was the lone shooter. They want you to believe that Charlie's bones were so healthy and had a spine like Superman that his neck stopped a .30-06 rifle and was a miracle that no one else was killed. They don't want any footage from Utah Valley University to be seen, and they have done everything they can to backtrack Charlie's stances on many topics, especially Israel and Iran. If you question or push back against any of this narrative, according to TPUSA and many others who I will mention in this letter, you are a crazy and demonic conspiracy theorist that hated Charlie.
There are some serious questions here, Patrick, and let me tell you, my pattern recognition over the last 5 years has become pretty sharp. COVID, Maui fires, Epstein. When I see a story and it doesn't click, our guts are usually right.
What's your opinion on the release of the Epstein files? What do you think is actually going on?
Well, I think they got to make this right. We as the American people deserve to have every Epstein file released with no redactions whatsoever, period. Right. They got to make it right. And we, the American people, ran on transparency. We deserve to see the entire client list. Yeah. Every document the government has regarding the Epstein files, we, the American people, should have on an easy to access website immediately, in a very, very quick fashion. I'm pushing for that both privately and publicly, just so you know. Yeah. Secondly, there probably are a lot of destroyed documents.
Explosive new data from a former TPUSA member just exposed Erika Kirk in the wildest way possible. Not only has her behavior since Charlie's assassination been questionable, but her ties to Jeffery Epstein have been as well. And right now, sources are alleging that there's a leaked audio call that allegedly unmasks her as an Epstein recruiter, even after reportedly joining TPUSA. Take a listen.
So this is the DOJ setting up a girl to talk to Erika Kirk. Or allegedly Erika Kirk. Allegedly Erika Kirk.
Hello? Hey, what's up? I talked to Jeffrey, and I'm going to his house tomorrow morning, and I'm taking my son. He's gonna set something up for you now.
Well, what do you think? Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow morning when I go to his house about it.
How much? Would I get paid last time?
Talk to him. I'll talk to him tomorrow, and then I'll bring you in the next day and talk to him about it.
All of this is coming to light again after a former TPUSA member, Mason Lemmy, took to his socials to expose the organization and its new leadership, Erika Kirk. Lately, we've been seeing videos and hearing opinions that claim that Erika's life is being targeted. For instance, just last Saturday, on the 26th of April, she was filmed being rushed out of the White House Correspondents' Dinner after a gunman allegedly opened fire in an attempt to unalive President Trump.
I just want to go find
In a TPUSA event in Georgia, which Andrew Colvett and J.D. Vance spearheaded, they brought up how Erika couldn't show up because her life was in danger.
For those of you wondering why I don't have really flowing, long, blonde hair right now, so I'm going to address it right at the front. Mr. Vice President, I'm on stage here instead of our friend Erika Kirk.
That's right.
Because unfortunately, she has received some very serious threats in her direction, which is terrible. It's a terrible reflection on the state of reality and the state of the country.
However, according to Mason Lemmy, these narratives are being allegedly staged to brainwash the public into basically pitying Erika and forgetting about her alleged ties to the disgraced Jeffrey Epstein. Candace Owens also voiced the same sentiment, claiming that she had irrefutable proof that the threats that Erika's team are alleging is a social media propaganda. According to Candace's sources, the only reason why Erika didn't show up at that TPUSA event in Georgia wasn't because her life was in danger. It was because the turnout for the event was reportedly next to zero.
So they were hoping, with an announcement that the Vice President of the United States was going to be attending, that it was a guarantee that they would be able to peel off something like 15% of the student body to attend. But actually, they needed even less than that, because to make matters easier for them, they also opened the tickets, the free tickets, to the general public. So forget having to get 15% of the student body to sign up. They just needed generally 7,000 people in the area that wanted to support MAGA and or the rock star widow, Erika Kirk. Reality, nobody wanted to attend. The ticket numbers were abysmal. That is what happens, and I want you to know that that is what has been happening. So in the umpteenth hour, they decided to cancel her appearance. And here is the evidence of what that event looked like. Here's a tweet with an accompanying clip, which was taken from reporter Jake Traylor, who is a reporter with MS Now. Take a look at this tweet. And the accompanying video of the auditorium, he wrote, "Turning Point USA seems to have misestimated crowd size for Vance. The Aikens Ford Arena less than 25% filled for the vice president." Now,
this mass media manipulation is reportedly one of the reasons why Mason Lemmy left Turning Point USA for good. But here are a couple other points that he made, which is making conservatives side-eye TPUSA and Erika Kirk. First, Erika and the Arizona State University situation. According to Mason, while Erika was heading up operations at ASU, she allegedly held an unregistered secret meeting, the kind that doesn't make it onto any official schedule, doesn't get announced, and definitely doesn't want witnesses. Except there was one. Someone leaked a video of Erika inside that meeting, reportedly discussing whether the US should go to war with Iran or not. This was reportedly not a small talk. It was as a conversation that had no business happening off the record, behind closed doors, or without the university's knowledge.
Number one, ASU, Arizona State University. Erika Kirk held an unregistered secret meeting that triggered a formal investigation and massive lawsuit. Someone leaked a video saying whether or not we should be, showing Erika talk about the war, saying whether or not we should be at war with Iran. She said, quote, "My husband isn't here to say whether or not we should be at war with Iran. I would love for him to be here right now to tell us if we should or should not. I would love it. I miss his voice more than anything in this world." End quote. She deflected the students' question about Iran and told the chapter to focus on freedom of speech. Charlie's stance on Iran was extremely clear. Go look at the videos and do your research.
That secret meeting reportedly triggered a formal investigation and a lawsuit. And yet somehow, Erika Kirk is still the face of TPUSA. Then there's Arkansas. In early March, Erika showed up at the University of Arkansas alongside Sarah Huckabee Sanders. There were smiles, photo ops, the whole shebang. Except exactly 1 week later, the university put out a statement announcing they were cutting ties with Turning Point USA entirely. But here's the part that really stuck with people. That same statement included a claim reportedly from a 5-year TPUSA member at that university that Turning Point leadership had been weaponizing Charlie Kirk's name, telling people things like Charlie would have wanted this, sprinkling his memory into their demands like seasoning to emotionally pressure people into compliance. And that's why they had to end it all.
In early March, Erika Kirk visited Arkansas and was joined by Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Keep that brief interview in mind for future reference. 1 week later, the TPUSA chapter at the University of Arkansas announced that they unanimously decided to completely disassociate from Turning Point USA and would move forward as the Young American Revival at UARK. Their chapter president stated, quote, "After discussion with my executive board, we have come to the unanimous decision to dissolve our affiliation with Turning Point USA and rebrand our registered student organization under our own label, Young American Revival at the University of Arkansas. This decision was not made lightly. We discussed this for some time, weighing the pros and cons and seeking spiritual discernment. We have many grievances with Turning Point USA, which we will shortly make known to them in private, but I will share only one. We are generally put off by how Charlie Kirk has been used by TPUSA since his assassination. Statements like Charlie would have said and Charlie would have wanted have felt in many instances disingenuous and manipulative."
In April, another TPUSA president at the University of Georgia, Carolyn Maddox, resigned. Her claims were simple. Turning Point USA was founded to promote truth, fight for conservative values, encourage independent thought, and defend free speech. However, it became abundantly clear following our event on April 14th that TPUSA's mission and purpose have been lost along the way. In light of this, I am resigning from my position as president of the Turning Point USA chapter at the University of Georgia. Charlie spent his life fighting for truth, and I do not believe he would stand for the blatant dishonesty now being spread by the organization that he built. According to Carolyn, the new TPUSA's agenda is now solely focused on numbers, and we see that more evidently in that recording where Erika said everyone grieves differently, and later on went on to talk about merch sales and hat orders on Charlie's memorial.
And pray with one another, be there with one another, be soft with one another. Everyone grieves differently. So if someone's acting weird, don't read into that. Weddings and funerals bring out the weirdest side in people.
Hi, everybody. I still love all these emoji Zoom things. Wow. I don't even know where to begin. The fact that we were able to pull off an event of a century, like, it's just insane. We had over 275,000 people that attended, and the stadium overflow, Westgate, insane, you guys. And then you have, was it 100 million?
Erika also told her team that no one was going to lose their jobs, but the firings started anyway.
I will fight like hell to make sure that all of you have a job here. I don't want anyone to think their job's in jeopardy, because your family, if you choose to leave, that's different. I never will, and I promise you, I will make sure that I never allow a point to where you have to leave because we cannot financially afford you.
Aubrey Leitch and several other TPUSA employees were let go, directly contradicting what Erika had promised on that very call, which, for Mason, was just one more data point in what he's calling a pattern of mass deception inside the organization.
My name is Aubrey Leitch, and I am the former public relations manager for Turning Point USA, and I was a part of the recent kind of mass termination group at Turning Point, and was let go about 3 weeks ago. And at the time of my release, I was working for the ATK company, which is spokesman Andrew Colvet's private business that contracts out with the Turning Point kind of ecosystem.
Now, factor in the attack against Candace Owens and anyone else who dared to publicly question what was going on at TPUSA. The message being sent internally and externally was clear. Fall in line or become the next target. Candace wasn't the first, and she almost certainly won't be the last. But arguably, the most explosive point Mason raised is about Charlie Kirk's death itself. He's claiming the physics don't add up, that the way the bullet allegedly traveled is being described in a way that is, in his word, unrealistic.
This strategy was used to weaponize people's faith in Jesus against themselves in order to make people believe a specific narrative. I will call this the all things are possible narrative. This is the narrative that the current Turning Point USA has pushed relentlessly. They want you to believe Tyler Robinson was the lone shooter. They want you to believe that Charlie's bones were so healthy and had a spine like Superman that his neck stopped a .30-06 rifle and was a miracle that no one else was killed. They don't want any footage from Utah Valley University to be seen, and they have done everything they can to backtrack Charlie's stances on many topics, especially Israel and Iran. If you question or push back against any of this narrative, according to TPUSA and many others who I will mention in this letter, you are a crazy and demonic conspiracy theorist that hated Charlie.
He's pointing directly at Andrew Colvet, accusing him of lying about whether the bullet passed through, and framing Charlie as someone who, even in death, shielded the people around him.
I will now read Andrew Colvet's tweet from X on September 20th in its entirety. I want to address some of the discussion about the lack of an exit wound with Charlie. I'm usually not interested in delving into most of this kind of online chatter, and I apologize, this is somewhat graphic, but in this case, the fact that there wasn't an exit wound is probably another miracle, and I want people to know. I just spoke with the surgeon who worked on Charlie in the hospital, ... He said the bullet, quote, absolutely should have gone through, which is very, very normal for a high-powered, high-velocity round. I've seen wounds from this caliber many times, and they always just go through everything. This would have taken a moose or two down, an elk, etc. End quote. But it didn't go through. Charlie's body stopped it. I mentioned to his doctor that there were dozens of staff, students, and special guests standing directly behind Charlie on the other side of the tent, and he replied, quote, it was an absolute miracle that someone else didn't get killed, end quote. Quote, his bone was so healthy and the density was so impressive that he's like the man of steel. It should have just gone through and through. It likely would have killed those standing behind him too, end quote. In the end, the coroner did find the bullet just beneath the skin. Even in death, Charlie managed to save the lives of those around him. Remarkable, miraculous, end quote. Andrew Colvet, September 20th, 2025, via X. This is just one of the many ways, especially early on after Charlie's death, that Turning Point USA has used the Christian faith to coerce people into believing their narrative and that there's nothing more to know. No need to ask questions, end of story.
heroic optics, more like convenient optics. And now people are reportedly coming forward saying it wasn't even a gun. Meanwhile, why did Matthew McCoy walk away without a scratch, without answers, without anyone asking the question on record? Mason Lemmy is asking it. And apparently so are a lot of other people.
Rob, you know what you're talking about. That's why we had you on. You know about ballistics, you shot bin Laden. What bothers you the most about this investigation?
Thanks for having me, Rob, and good to see you, General Holt.
You too.
A lot of things bother me. It bothers me about this. Nothing in particular. It's not like I'm out there saying big lie or conspiracy or someone did it. I'm just saying I've been in a lot of shootings. I've killed more than a handful of people, and this thing looked shady off the bat. I mean, I've killed people closer than I saw the camera, and I've never seen a shirt move like that. That looks like an explosion to me. Just the fact that no one started doing first aid to Charlie Kirk, they were more concerned about getting SIM cards out of cameras, removing cameras, and then getting him off the X somehow. There didn't seem a lot of concern for his life. It seemed like just clean it up. And then, I mean, I've been told they paved it over a couple days later. And then you get Erika Kirk behind all the razzle dazzle, and she's really quick to forgive the alleged shooter, which technically says that was him because I forgive him, but that you can't forgive Candace Owens.
That man, that young man, I forgive him.
But when you go after my family, my Turning Point USA family, my Charlie Kirk Show family, when you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no.
Whose voice was it on that call?
Hey, what's up? I talked to Jeffrey, and I'm going to his house tomorrow morning, and I'm taking my son. He's going to set something up for you now.
As far as we know, Erika has already been linked to Jeffrey Epstein via the Corcoran Group, a cooperation that worked closely to settle Jeffrey's real estate needs across the world and on that island, Little St. James. There's also Erika's work with Next Model, whose co-founder Faith Evans reportedly had a close friendship with Jeffrey Epstein spanning 4 decades. When you key that into being a part of those Trump-owned beauty pageants, into Romanian angels and Erika's ties to Jillian Falcon, the picture starts to come into focus.
On February 13th, 2014, Jillian replied to one of Erika's tweets by saying, "At Erika Francvi, gorgeous as always." A few hours later, she then tweeted, "Why did at Erika Francvi just send me this?" Laughing emojis, and there is a photo which says, "This Valentine's Day, I am going to touch your butt." Jillian posted this tweet on March 6, 2014. So Erika says, "Let me call you, hold on sweetheart, give me a sec. Wow." And then Jillian says, "Okay," and puts laughing emojis. Erika then says, Sec 2, but not from you, LOL. Holy laughing emoji. You always make me laugh. I don't bat for the other team just yet.
Right now, it's even more extreme than ever. Claims that it never stopped with Romanian angels, with General Otto Buscher, with those Trump-owned beauty pageants, or with Next Model. Erika allegedly continued to be a recruiter for Epstein's inner circle even after TPUSA. Could this be why several universities are now rejecting her ideologies and her general presence? Right now, the theories are getting wilder than ever, and what's important are your thoughts and opinions. So leave them down in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and watch this next video because it gets even messier.